Hey guys, welcome back to Tony's Temple. I'll cut straight to the chase. I saw this article that a buddy of mine sent to me that triggered the living shit out of me, and I am just dumbfounded on what the hell this article is even saying. But before I give you my opinion, I'll run through the article so we're both on the same page, right? So the article says, Wisconsin middle schooler accused of sexual harassment for using wrong gender pronoun. 3 Wisconsin boys are facing sexual harassment charges from their middle school over accusation that they used incorrect gender pronoun on a fellow student. This is the mother talking. I received a phone call from the principal over the elementary school forewarning me, letting me know that I was going to receive an email with sexual harassment allegation against my son, Rosemary Rabidoux. A parent of one of the accused told Fox 11 News last week. I immediately went to shock, thinking sexual harassment? That's rape. That's inappropriate touching. That's incest. Rabidoux continued, what has my son done? But none of the concern Rabidoux had were an issue. Instead, her 13-year-old son, Braden, was accused of incorrect pronouns to address another student, Gail, in middle school. What the fuck is going on? So we live in a society where if you teach a kid a difference between a boy and a girl, a man and a woman, a male and a female, and he uses what you taught him in reality because it works with reality, he gets fucking charged with sexual harassment? Do you know how terrible that is? Do you know what this does to that kid? Do you think he can actually continue living on as a regular kid without like school looking down on him and like rejecting him and like people looking at him funny because of like mispronouncing someone's gender? The incident in question reported took place in March when a student announced a preference of they and them to identify them. So long story short, there's a student that preferred to go by they them, and this lady's kid doesn't want to use they them because it's plural. It doesn't make sense to him. I said so. I told him to call them by their name. Like, what the fuck is going on, guys? So before I give you my honest opinion on this, I want to tell you a story that I heard. There's this book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. And in one of the chapter, he goes to Russia, right? And when you're in Russia, it's freezing. It's freezing hell over there. It's like snowing in March. He pretty much complains about it. And one of the things that he noticed immediately when he gets there are people are ridiculously honest. Like, if you have a bad hair, someone will tell you have a bad hair. If they think you said something stupid, they're going to point out saying like you said something stupid. If you find a girl that you thought is attractive and you want to take her on a date, you'll be honest and tell her that, hey, I'm attracted to you, let's go on a date. So one day he was telling a story how he met a girl on a date and he said something and she pointed out to him saying like, hey, what you said was pretty stupid. And he lived in America going to Russia, so he wasn't really used to this brutal honesty, so his feelings got hurt. At first he was like, oh man, this fucking sucks, bro. Like this is how people treat each other. Like I feel like shit. But the thing is, the longer he stayed, the more he realized that the honesty that Russia gave compared to America actually gave him more freedom than like what America gave. Like he was talking about how he started to appreciate the unadulterated honesty. When people can actually say what they feel, like pretty much communication where you can be honest with somebody without trying to like become their friend, without trying to sell them something, without wanting something from people. There's no attempt to be liked. There's no ulterior motive. Like, they're brutally honest over there. So he could pretty much say exactly what he feels without any repercussion. That's ultimate freedom. He was also talking about how traveling is actually really important for like every kind of human being because it makes you realize that there are other countries out there. There are other societies that live on different value, yet they're still able to function. So once you experience that, you kind of have to reevaluate like what kind of value you have been growing where you are currently living. And maybe the way that you've been living isn't as correct. So instead of like bullshitting people, instead of like lying to them to pretty much save face, to I guess pander to them and prevent from harming their feelings, honesty actually has genuine value to it. So when you can't be honest with somebody, like how can you say that you trust the people around you? But the thing is, this is what American culture has been trying to feed us within the past year, where you shouldn't be honest with people. You should, if a boy looks like a boy, you shouldn't be calling him a boy. If you're talking to a singular person, you shouldn't call them as a singular person. You can call them they to prevent hurting their feelings. You know, if you see a tree and all of a sudden the society start calling it a car, you have to refer to that tree as a car. You know how fucking insane this is? And like, if you don't call it that, then okay, I'm gonna end your whole entire career. I'm just gonna cancel you. Or because if you don't, you get a sexual harassment label slapped on your forehead. So Mark continued to talk about his experience, and he was talking to one of his professors about his theory about like why Russian people are like that, and it is due to the lack of financial opportunity in Russia, and due to communism, the best form of currency is trust, right? And so how do you gain trust? You gain trust by being honest with people. So when things suck, you say that this thing fucking sucks. But, you know, when you see that the cloud is blue, you say that the cloud is fucking blue. And the thing is, the honesty helps these people survive. Like, without honesty, without trust, you can't function like that because of like the lack of financial opportunity over there. So on the other side of the coin, for the way the West has been like living, like there's no incentive to be honest because there's so much economical opportunities out there. Like it's better to, you know, lie to somebody because like people tend to like you more, you know, and like so that kind of kills the whole point of being honest and being like a trustworthy person. So you live in the West, you have to pander to people in order to not get canceled, in order for people to not slap a, you know, misogyny label on you, in order to, you know, saying that you're not racist. Because over here, you can't say the shit that I'm saying right now without people canceling you. So because of that, this is why we smile to people even though we're in a bad mood. This is why we tell a little white lie to people just to, like, you know, spare their feelings. You know, instead of like being honest and disagreeing with people and telling them that they're wrong. Yeah, and the reason why I brought this book up is because there is actual genuine value to being honest, you know? And like I said earlier, if I were to be honest and tell people like a boy is a boy and a girl is a girl, I immediately get fucking canceled, you know? And I'm willing to embrace it, you know? Because if you pander to people to this point, you get a society where a kid looks at a boy and call him anything other than a boy, it's considered like wrong, you know? And you know, I wish I would have made this platform a long time ago, because when the whole first transgender thing came out, I was like, you know what? These are the same type of people that cannot say no to people. And eventually it's going to get to the point where it's no longer transgender. People are going to be transracial, you know? And we've already even hit that point. I'll show you an article. There's an article out there of a British guy thinking that he is Korean, so now he's transracial. And now he does like plastic surgery to be Korean. And the thing is, for some reason, people are against him, but like people are a-okay with like a boy turning to a girl. But yeah, the reason why I brought all this up is I'm genuinely upset that like I have to read all these goddamn articles, and I fucking hate talking about these kind of topics. But the thing is, it's everywhere in America. You know, Chandra, if you're listening to this, I wish I was in India with you, Dharmesh, and BP, you know, just grabbing a beer, just drinking, and just enjoying everything other than fucking America and their stupid politics. And I also believe that, like, you know, because I live in America, like, I'm being honest just for now, but I can't function like that in the long run. I have to pander to people if I want to get anywhere in life, and I'm so fucking sick and tired of doing this, you know? Like, why can't people just be honest nowadays? And it's just so stupid that, like, if you are honest, like, you get fucking canceled. Like, this is bullshit. What people don't understand is, like, because of situations like this boy got a sexual harassment label on him, and then, like, you know, college is gonna look at this saying like, oh shit, I don't want a fucking sexual assault person, like a little kid, going to my school. You know, this is fucking up his like goddamn like career. Like shit like this happen all the fucking time where people just get canceled and it just doesn't fucking stop. It just keeps on happening. It's just ridiculous, man. And the thing is, if people don't speak up, shit like this is gonna keep on happening. And the thing is, we have to pander to all these goddamn people, and I just don't want to fucking do that shit anymore, man. In a world where you can get canceled for the littlest thing, you know what? There's no point in me like hiding. There's no point in me saying the little thing, because like if I'm gonna get canceled for the little thing, you might as well cancel me for the big thing as well. You know, like this is how I feel about this whole like pronoun shit. It's fucking bullshit, and I'm so fucking sick and tired of hearing about this, guys. You know, and I just find it ironic that like we live in America where we value freedom of speech, but when you use freedom of speech and call out reality as it is, no, that it doesn't work like that anymore. See, and I'm glad I read this book, because this book kind of teaches you like to be honest, you know. And the thing is, in America, you can't do that shit anymore. When you see a boy, and you have to refer to the boy as a girl or a they or a them, like this is the shit that we live. This is the bullshit that we live in, guys, and it's fucking ridiculous. But with all that being said, I just want to keep this short. I just want to give you my opinion on this. And, you know, if you listen to my podcast, I'll continue doing this. I'll be completely fucking honest with you. And, you know, I find value in being honest, you know, and I hope you can see that as well. I am who I am, and I'll be honest with you as much as I possibly can. And I definitely say all this stuff without trying to be offensive. But at the same time, I hope you see the value of my honesty. And, like, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of people on my side about this as well. And, you know, sometimes you just got to speak up, man. And we can't let people think that it is okay to cancel somebody over a fucking pronoun, especially when they are wrong. You know? So with all that being said, you guys have a good day. I'll see y'all later. Peace.